America Meditating Radio Show, we collect wisdom, inspire each other, and empower hearts 24/7. Hi, I'm Sister Jenna. Join me and guest on Blog Talk Radio as we amplify stories that compel us to be more for ourselves and everyone else around us.
Hi, I'm Angela Peabody of Global Woman Peace Foundation, and I listen to America's Meditating Radio Show.
Do you like to meditate? Have you tried to meditate? Have you struggled with meditation? Why don't you visit one of the Brahma Kumaris Meditation Center? Visit brahmakumaris.org.
The Azar Foundation for Children of the World is an organization aimed to support women and children in need across the globe. We believe in empowering lives, strengthening minds, and providing programs that enrich health and education. The Azar Foundation was founded in 2003 and has been serving the world ever since. Visit us at our website at www.azar4children.org. That's www.azar4children.org to find out more information about our endeavors and join our mailing list. Remember, the smile and the cry of a child doesn't have any language. The Azar Foundation. Are you in need of a tech service company that's going to deliver the best solutions for your business? Then Attronica is your solutions headquarters. Here we specialize in your individual needs to make sure your business shines. For more information, please call 301-417-0070 or visit us at our website at attronica.net. Attronica, where we deliver for you. Get off the grid and step inside your heart. Sister Jenna guides you through a powerful, encouraging, and motivating meditation that allows you to let go and become aware of you, regain strength, power, and peace.
Hello, everyone. This is Sister Jenna from the America Meditating Radio, and I'm excited to introduce to you Meditate the Vote. It's going to be a national campaign, and what we're asking for all of you to join us with is to raise the bar of conversation. Try to see in what way we can change our interpretation about who we are, what we are, and perhaps the direction in which we want this country to go in. Regardless of whoever becomes the next president in 2017, we are still responsible for the way that we want to move our lives. So could you join me and an alliance of friends around the country to meditate the vote? Go to americameditating.org, press on Events, Meditate the Vote, and you'll be able to get a whole bunch of information. So join us, because I, Sister Jenna, meditate the vote. Hello, everyone, and welcome to America Meditating Radio. Every time I hear that song, I just find myself going, na, 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 na. I have no idea what the words are, but let me tell you, I love swaying to Sanatam Kaur's music. Wonderful, wonderful friend, and giving her a big shout-out today on the America Meditating Radio. I'm your host, Sister Jenna, and we're always glad that you could take the time to join us 24/7. Sometimes I actually even fall asleep just listening to some of the conversations because they are moving me and changing me tremendously, which I find to be a great contribution for myself and the world at large. I hope you're doing well and taking care of your beautiful mind and paying attention to those thoughts of yours, because your thoughts inadvertently actually take you to your destination. And so whether we are aware of our thoughts or not, they are driving us into the scenes that we're waking up and seeing. They are driving us into the relationships that we're getting into. Our thoughts are driving us into the lack of money or the abundance of money. Our thoughts are driving us in the way that we choose to dress, carry ourselves. Our thoughts are driving us towards making decisions as to how to take care of our body and, of course, what's going on up in the mind. So to what extent have I been paying attention to the wellness of my mind, the wellness of the spirit, the wellness of thinking? And in my practice of Raja Yoga meditation, I've come to understand that if I am not honest with what I am thinking, I'm going to be deceived. Something's going to manifest itself in front of me in my external world, in my external story, signaling something back to me. And if I don't know me, I will let that external situation take me for a ride and wake up maybe a year later or 2 years later or 3 years later asking myself, how in the world did I get here? How in the world did I get here? And that's because I wasn't paying attention to what my thoughts were signaling me to believe and understand. We are souls. We are having experiences through our human body. And if we get so caught up in the human, we forget the spirit. And so the whole art or the whole effort at this time is to see how can I actually be myself whilst I'm living through this physical body and expressing myself and my part through this body. This morning, Sister Gita gave me a beautiful blessing, and I'd like to share that with all of you. The blessing is, you are a special soul who is strong through supporting yourself and others with initiative and commitment of spirit. So to what extent am I committed to taking care of the spirit, the inner being, the self? Antonia always gets on my case, the producer, you're not taking care of yourself. I go, you're right. What's up with that? So it's like it could be so close to you, but yet so far. Our cures are right in front of us, and yet we're not seeing it. Is it because we're so driven by the external, or are we listening to the internal voice? We have food for thought, don't you think? Stay tuned. We're going to have the incredible Mandy Ingber with us. And Mandy's been doing a lot of good work with health and wellness and fitness. I wonder if she can come to D.C. and get me to exercise. And she's got this beautiful DVD called YOGALOSOPHY. So stay tuned as we have a heart-to-heart chit-chat with Mandy Ingber. For now, let's go into our meditation, something on tranquility, how to get into that place of just your inner space of vibes, of peace. Breathe in deeply. It is almost as if we are all actors greeting each other, communicating through our bodies, with the thoughts and feelings we create in our minds. Seeing things in this way feel a desire to only have those thoughts and feelings which help me to feel better about myself. For I know that these feelings are like energy. It reaches out and touches those around me. That can create a pleasant, peaceful environment in which I live. And which I share with others around me. Peaceful, happy feelings bring tranquility and enjoyment in my life. Welcome back. Tranquility from the Switch Meditation CD. Isn't that beautiful? Well, celebrity fitness and wellness expert Mandy Ingber is a New York Times best-selling author and creator of the yoga hybrid DVD YOGALOSOPHY. Her 20 years of teaching experience have attracted such clients as Jennifer Aniston, Kate Beckinsale, Helen Hunt, Ricki Lake, Jennifer Lawrence, and many more. Mandy's class has been awarded Best of LA in numerous publications, and she's a keynote speaker and a headliner at many events. She's a fitness blogger for online and people.com and is featured regularly in numerous publications, including Elle, InStyle, Los Angeles, the O, and the Oprah Magazine, to name just a few. She's been busy. Mandy has appeared on many TV shows, including Access Hollywood, E! News, Fox Extra, Good Day. It's endless, everyone. And prior to her career in fitness, she performed on Broadway, played Annie Tortelli on the all-time favorite series Cheers, and is forever remembered for her famous rap in the cult classic Teen Witch. Her newest book is entitled Yogalosophy for Inner Strength, 12 Weeks to Heal Your Heart and Embrace Joy. And we're happy to welcome Mandy. Hi.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's great to be here. I've been following along, and so I'm feeling very mellow.
I'm glad you are. You must be enjoying your life. I mean, there's nothing better than making people better, physically healthy. I was telling Antonia, our producer, I go, oh, gosh, can she come to D.C. and help me, please? I can't move my body to save my life.
I was just in D.C. You missed me.
Oh,
I was there a couple of weeks ago on my book tour.
Oh, we got to get you back here. How did you get into fitness and pay more attention to the well-being of your physical body as well as the mind?
Well, I was born in L.A., and my father was very interested in all sorts of physical activities and alternative methods of health and wellness. And so I was basically raised on yoga, all sorts of exercise. My father was a cyclist. But we kind of, me and my brother would always try to get his attention by practicing along with him. And so I got really interested by example, and we were raised macrobiotically, so we were very aware of the foods we were eating. And my father meditated, so it sort of was like as an example, just his example really inspired me. But I have to say that I was inspired by my desire to be close with him. So there was a feeling of pain that inspired me, to be honest with you. Pain can be a great activator in terms of wanting to realize ourselves. So, I have a lot of pain, and I still sometimes do. Sometimes that can be a great motivator. So
it can be. It's funny you're mentioning that. I give a class every morning at 6:00 at the museum, and on my way driving in, this beautiful sunrise was in front of me. And, it's the closest thing that we have physically that we can say that's God. And I was looking at it, or trying to look at it. I thought to myself, Jen, to what extent have you really gone past that wall of pain that you might be running away from? And I thought about that because everyone's got something that's stocked, somewhere in the subconscious. And I could see myself, Mandy, going to that place and feeling like I can't get past this pain if I don't have the energy of this light with me. Have you ever had that experience when you were going through that process of pain?
It's funny that you bring that up because I'm actually looking at something right now on my my sort of vision board, and it's a couple holding hands. It's a silhouette. They're looking at the sun setting, and I had this realization one time when I was doing some work on myself about my father. And that he was the sun shining in my eyes, like that was really what he was. And, it's hard to look straight into the sun. And I realized that I, too, was the sun shining in people's eyes, meaning sometimes the thing about myself that I think is too harsh, or the thing about my father that I thought was too harsh, is really just the light, And so I think for me, the experience of reframing, or the idea of reframing pain as something that's actually like a gift in a way. So for me, that means I don't have to deny when I'm feeling something or think of it as something that is bad. I can actually say, oh, this is actually just a feeling that fuels. And so that's how I do it, and so I mean, that's what you just said sort of triggered in me. I don't know if I really answered the question, but that was what came to me.
You did.
It was speaking.
No, you did. It's like when Louise Hayes told us many, many years ago that sometimes we might witness ourselves or others in emotional pain or in some sort of emotional debris, and when we're looking from outside in, we can say, come on, get over it, just let it go. But when we ourselves are dealing with it, we're like, no, it's feeding something. And we don't know what that is yet. But whatever it's feeding, if we are processing ourselves and opening up ourselves to the light to give us more awareness or clarity, it could bring a force, a great clarity and a great power in the spirit that can make new things happen, which is what's destined for our souls to do. And I'm beginning to think that maybe part of your process, Mandy, and correct me if I'm wrong, when you emerged even yogalosophy, it must have been something that you must have been going through or processing. So I know that you have the title of your books and DVDs, What is Yogalosophy, which I'd love for you to share with us more about, because it's a new concept or a new name. Yeah.
Well, for me, it was really about like the idea of total self-acceptance. In anything that I do, the integration of all aspects of myself is really important. So for me, because I think a lot of us do get caught up in always thinking positively, and it's almost like it's not human to do that. It's very human. Our flaws come through, and so I wanted to be able to find a way to integrate all aspects of myself in order to inspire self-love in others, so that anything that I do or feel or experience is totally okay. And so that's really what I wanted to do with yogalosophy. That includes I actually had some eating disorders when I was growing up, and my ability to accept my body in all its states, that's actually what started to allow my body to fall into place. So I started to see that, I started to see that in my, just like in the physical manifestation of myself. And then I also wanted to do that with the rest of me. And so that allows me more to feel really what I'm feeling and to be more responsible for it, but not to deny myself anything. So that was really, that was the initial concept of yogalosophy. It was like basically a self-love way of fitness. And then I expanded that into the new book, which is really about acting your way into correct thinking. So sometimes we may find ourselves in thinking certain things or in a state that isn't very helpful. But when you start taking some actions, like literally taking a walk or giving someone else a good turn, like helping others, putting yourself into action in those ways actually changes how we feel emotionally, and so that then we start to elevate ourselves. So sometimes it's like from the outside in, and sometimes it's from the inside out.
Well, we're so sorry that we missed you here when you were on your book tour. I would have loved to have hosted you at the museum. But congratulations on the release of your new book, Yogalosophy for Inner Strength. Tell us a little bit about it and a revolutionary and inspiring self-care program to uplift and strengthen the alignment, which I believe is what the book is about, right? Like it's trying to inspire us to get into our game.
Yeah, the focus of the book is really about helping people to create more joy in their lives. Oftentimes when we're not feeling that, it's like how do I increase my happiness and my levels of joy by choice? Because we can't really change our circumstances all the time. And we can't change our circumstances, but we can take actions to improve how we feel and our self-care. So the book itself has 5 routines that are based on that, on increasing joy and putting ourselves into action in that way. And then it also incorporates heart-healthy foods that can, make us feel better, because one of the things that happens when we are not in a great state is that we start not taking care of ourselves. So it has a recipe each week. It's actually a weekly program. It's a 12-week program that has weekly recipes, exercise programs, and then other modalities. I have other experts in my book who share their modalities of healing. Like I have, a crystal shepherd in there. I have celebrity chefs. I have flower essence remedy expert, a aromatherapy expert. So I have people who are bringing like different techniques on how to actually feel better and elevate the spirit. And there are weekly playlists and songs and meditations and journal exercises. So it's an all-encompassing program. And what I think of it as, it's like a creative exploration through fitness as well. So it's basically a more holistic approach.
Mandy, what's moving you? You sound like, when you find your passion, I know what that feels like. You could do a million things, and I know what moves me. It's my love to see humanity in a better place, and perhaps my settling of karma of my abuse of humanity in some previous lifetime. I have no idea. But what is it that's been moving you? Because I'm telling you, I look at the work that you're doing. I look at the fact that people are interested in hearing what you have to say and hearing what you're doing. What's at the base of Mandy's drive?
Wow, what a question. I'm trying to tap into the truth of what that is today, and I think it is always the same. But it's really like my deep need to be fully expressed and to self-love, and actually like that. I really know that my doing that is helpful to others. Like personal happiness is actually helpful to others, and when I share that, it's sort of contagious. So, we all want that. I think we're all wanting to love, to be loved, to be expressed. And I want that just as badly as anybody else. I'm willing to share that journey. And, my journey has seemed to help others for whatever reason. And I don't really know why that is, but I know that it's been influential for other people. And so I feel very grateful that is my path. However, it's a solo journey, finding that in myself. And so, again, it's on some level it's a lonely path unless I share it with others, and so that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm trying to do.
Have you ever felt like you've had those moments where I think I'm done, I've done what I needed to do? And if so, how did you get out of it? For those of us who might be finding ourselves in that place and they're like feeling, I can't stay there much longer, I've got to move.
I mean, yes.
Don't you love these questions? I'm just prying into your business.
No, I mean, gosh, pry away. I'm in one right now. I'm in that right now, in this moment. In this moment, I'm in that. And that's okay. You know, it's like it's like I have to get closer to that feeling. It's not like I want to get away from that feeling. I'm not trying to. I'm trying to sink into it. I'm trying to know that feeling too. You know, that's like, you know, that's it. When we're in life, we get so many near-death experiences, you know, and that's when we really get to touch into this place of rebirth. You know, I can't tell you how many times in my life I've been at the moment of being at the edge, you know, and that's where I am right now. So how do I get myself out of it? I don't. I let myself be in it, you know. I let myself be in it, and I tolerate feeling, and I start to immerse myself in the feeling and see what comes out of the feeling. You know, the emptiness is really the place of creativity, right? So I don't know what's next. And it's, you know,
I
it's
like
an
that.
exciting
I tolerate the feeling. I tolerate the feeling.
It's a tolerate. You know?
I love that. I tolerate the feeling because sometimes those feelings have been sitting there stored up for such a long time, unattended to, and it has such a force that we don't even have enough wisdom or knowledge or even the mental ability at the time to say, you know, like how, remember Wonder Woman? She'd just come and just lasso her thing, and then, you know, we're like Wonder less of a woman, and then you're like, okay, what do you want from me this time? And then you find yourself going, I've got to hold that. I got to hold that feeling, because in tolerating this feeling, I know something's going to give way.
Yes. There's nothing wrong with it. It's such a part of creativity and of being. I like that you brought up being a woman, because it's part of being. For me, it's cycles. You know, it's there are cycles, and we're taught that, or at least in my culture, I've been taught that I'm always supposed to be at the top of my game, and I'm always supposed to be, you know, producing and the positive. And I've found that going through cycles is very powerful, and accepting the down, accepting the dark, you know, that's all okay. And so that's kind of my trip. You know, I'm just flowing through the cycles, and I think that it's part of being a woman, and I think it's part of creating, and it's part of being powerful. You know, the surrender is very powerful, and so that's what I try to do. You know, and it's not that flashy, but also, you know, I feel that the reason that a lot of people, you know, we'll say celebrities, but people who are interested in me, whoever the students have been, it's always been because I'm able to contain a downtime pretty well. I know what it's like to be in transition and to hold space for that transition. And it's a curiosity that I have.
You know, and I think there's just something in the atmosphere. I think that many of us are feeling a trigger of something in the ethers. There's, you know, I've been sharing on the show, if you've been following it for the last week or two, just the whole notion that any attack on any one of our brothers is our own attack. So what's been happening in Istanbul, Dakar, and Saudi Arabia, I'm extremely up to date with a lot of issues. Of course, I'm in Washington, D.C., but I'm also a sister, and that means I think my responsibility to know the human consciousness and what we're going through is even much deeper for me. So sometimes I think we're feeling, especially if you're an empath, that sometimes you're feeling the suffering of the world on you. And sometimes it's not even your suffering, but you might be even picking that up and you're wondering, maybe it's me. And you have to sometimes use that as a part of trying to analyze, is this really about me and stuff that I'm going through, or am I picking up stuff on the outside? Have you felt that ever?
Of course, yeah. I mean, that's absolutely. But I think that that's where we get into this place of, I mean, and, you know, I'm 48, so I think that it's different for me and my generation. I've met other people recently who are, you know, like the millennials, basically, and their path seems to be a path of action, you know, outer action and interdependence in a way that, although I want to be a part of that too, but I feel like the newer, like the younger people that are coming in are even more involved globally and with each other. I think that it's really important, actually. So I'm learning a lot from that. But for myself, it's this internal activism in a way that is so important, since if the outside, if the outside reflects the inside and the inside reflects the outside, my job is really to go in and, eradicate the self-hatred and the violence that I do to myself.
Right.
To love myself, radically. And, that for me is a big task. And so, yes, it's the outside in and it's the inside out. So sometimes I don't know what I'm seeing, what I'm picking up on, but it doesn't really matter because, my job is to unearth those parts of myself that are violent and that are destructive, and to love them into submission as much as I can.
Beautiful. Oh, I love that. What's your expectation for Yogalosophy for Inner Strength? Is there something that you're hoping that we can take away from reading that book?
My hope would be that people would feel less alone, that they would find tools that would help them. Although on a very basic level, moving your body, putting the right things into your body, clearing the mind, writing, being creative, and doing, acts of kindness towards others, all of those things, although very simplistic, are huge in terms of feeling better. And so it's like we can actually, those simple things are just things that we can actually do, and it's amazing how much better we feel. So, my hope would just be that people would use it as a companion, and that it would help people to get on a track with self-care. And that's my hope. My hope, that's always been what I can do, is to help others to get on that track.
Beautiful. And where can they find copies of the book, or where are you going to be next?
Well, there's my website, which is mandyingber.com, and I'm on all of the social media channels, Ms. Mandy Ingber on Twitter, Mandy Ingber on Instagram. My book is available online at all the outlets, that are online, as well as physical stores. I can't say all the names of the places, but if you go onto my website, you can find me, my book, everywhere that I'll be.
Hey, look, I think I know you're doing good, but you must have a really good PR person or agent. I think it's fantastic. Yeah.
That's all organic, and it's all
timely. And timely.
Say that
and
again.
timely. And timely. It's also timely. It's the need. Mandy, what's your best vision for yourself right now? A vision that you feel would make America and the world a better place.
Well, my vision for myself is that I would have inner peace, that I would be able to vocalize and express who I am, that would inspire others to be able to do the same, that I could fully accept myself, and that would inspire others to do the same, and that I would be able to be kind in my dealings with others. That I could always hold that kindness in my heart.
Beautiful.
And I'm human, so those are goals for me. Those are like daily practices, and I'm not always perfect.
No, you're not perfect. I cannot believe that. Yeah, I get that. I know exactly what you mean. But you know what? It loosens us up, Mandy. The role that I play, everyone's expecting me to walk around like Mother Teresa. And when I give them a Donna Summers or a Madonna, they're like, oh, my God. And I go,
well, when does that ever happen? I'm curious. When does that happen for you? I mean, honestly, do you ever show that to the world, or is it just privately or internally, or have you mastered it?
5 years after my spiritual awakening, I was sitting in my meditation room, and I have to tell you, back in the days, this is like almost 30 years ago, people would follow behind me on the streets because I don't know what they were seeing or the light or whatever. So I just thought it was natural that there's something about me. There's a God there somewhere. But then 5 years into that, I'm emanating this image that I think is important for the world to know. Yeah. And I'm sitting in solitude, And I'm talking to God, and I'm telling him I'm not what they think I am. I mean, I used to own 2 nightclubs, drive my Mercedes, my Jaguar, my BMW, dress in my Donna Karans. I mean, that's where I'm coming from. And then here I get this awakening, and all of a sudden I'm wearing a 7-yard piece of white sari. Like, what's up? What just happened?
Yeah.
And so what happened was, it was that moment, Mandy, and I had my honest awakening, and I said, but that's not who I am. And you know what I got back from God? God said, that's all I want you to be, is honest with yourself. That's your perfection. And I went, I got it. And ever since that day, my dear, sweet, beloved, elevated sister, I have felt so comfortable in my skin, being imperfect, but knowing that my perfection was because I was giving you exactly where I was and what I was, and I was so okay with that. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, of course. Yes. Very much
Yeah.
so.
So I'm good. I mean, I still love car racing because I was brought up racing cars with my dad as a hobby. I love to go playing golf. I love sitting with people. I love having intimate chit-chats with my friends. That's what I thrive on. I love my quiet time with friends and people talking great. When I'm on a stage and there's 5, 10, 20,000, it doesn't do much for me. I don't think it's real, but that's just a part that you have to play. That's okay. But for me, it's this, what you and I are having together, that sustains me and that serves my spirit. And I think when our spirit is served, we can do more for others.
That's beautiful.
So look, the next time you come to Washington, you cannot miss not coming by to see us, okay?
I have to. I'm so bummed that I did. Yes, I'll be there. I love Washington, D.C. I really do. It was actually my favorite stop. Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. So looking forward to having you. And thank you so much for your sharing and all the very best with the book. And if there's anything that we can do, please let us know.
Thank you, dear. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All the best, Mandy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
What a wonderful heart-to-heart conversation with Mandy Ingber. Please look out for her book, Yogalosophy. You know, this whole inner knowing and this inner search of the soul, this is where we are. There's something calling all of us, and we could be doing the work. We're doing the work on ourselves, but there's still something more, you know? There's that, there's got to be some more going on inside, and that's what this is about. We love you very much, and remember, no one can take away your happiness unless you give them permission, and we are here to love each other the same, so let's do that. More and more, we are going to wake ourselves up, but the best part is to keep ourselves awake, and I'm telling you, that's the journey, that's the process. That's what it's about. So with much love, we're going to end this on Om Shanti Om. Bye. Bliss. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
all the seas.